Hi Gemini, welcome to your weekly February 22nd to 28th. And again, thank you very much for supporting my channel, and hopefully the cooperation is continued. The goal is to get to a certain amount of subscribers so I can do weekly sessions. So please subscribe, like, and share. Alright, so let's go into your forecast. You have in the base 8 of Sky, and you have Ace of Fire. So Eight of Sky shows the kitty struggling and basically being caught in the roots and getting really, really panicky and really wondering if the predators that usually, you are the predator to them would actually get a better of you. But this way, it shows that just by actually putting your weight on, you're going to break the branches and kind of break free. So sort of like you are somewhere there and you're kind of like trying to do with passion. So this is kind of like intellectual energy that you're kind of like trying to get through breakthrough, or even even somehow trying to or finding solutions to the problems. So Two of Sky reversed is basically the starting point, the basic issue, and you are moving ahead. So again, here it was enough of being stuck. You are getting ahead. So this is basically, no longer that you have this kind of like as a choice. You kind of like are moving away and moving ahead. But this is crossed with Two of Earth reversed. So the balance here should be to keep this on, to keep it in balance, but you're losing this balance over here. So you're moving ahead, the balance hasn't been achieved, and yet you have here Two of Cups, sort of like meeting of the minds in the past. So 222. Geminis, are you planning to have extramarital affair? Because this is what it tells me. The goal is to be reliable. So be very careful what you wish for. Be really very careful. So the goal is to be reliable. King of Earth is like the ultimate king of comfort. Like having a nice things, having a food, having good friends. So it is sort of like a very earthly presence of getting the best that this life can offer. And this is basically also the purpose. The purpose is like perspective and sort of like being a little bit more playful and more grounded. This is not the energy. Earth energy is really not the air element energy. So sort of like how to get more grounded, and sort of like this. This is so like actually Gemini, like two, like you're always balancing these two things, and do I want it, do I not want it? So this kind of is a major that you actually have the action starting. So you have the Earth King, which is kind of like you have to learn to be grounded, but you still would much rather prefer to be charismatic. There is like, the Fire King. There is like sort of like the proverbial King of Wands or King of Fire. Charismatic, everybody wants to be with you, you are saying really good jokes, you are very charming. But this also can tell me that you are really charmer this week, that you are really, really trying to, and maybe because of the fact that you're so charming and so passionate, because you have a passion here. Let's put this card right next to this so you can see it. Maybe because you're passionate and you appear to be reliable, okay. No, I think this is the lesson. I think the lesson is you have to learn to be loyal and reliable. But right now, you still want to kind of like be charming. You still want to be kind of like charismatic, and you're not really sure if you want to put your foot down. So you have like three kings, you have three twos. It's a major kind of like thing that will happen, a major control. But this king is reversed, and it's a Sky King. It's like somebody kind of who can communicate harshly, or you're going to get that energy back. So three kings, three twos. Yes, you guys are playing a field. Absolutely, you're playing a field. What is going on? You're feeling really good about it. Look at this, Nine of C. You're really feeling. Your real question is like, how do I get away with all of that? I want everything. I want a cake. I want to eat it, and I want to kind of have it as well. So this is where you are, but the harsh reality is really going to kick in, and you're going to hear from somebody who's not going to like this. And your kind of like entire kind of like thingy over here might not end well, because you will actually end up really sheltering yourself You will save yourself from the major disaster. Just kind of like is retreat after like the major battle. So you kind of like are decided to find a spot where it's comfortable for you, and this is like a Four of Sky. And Four of Sky is like also intellectual energy where all these things maybe will be just too much for you. And the end is Demon Cat, right? This is the proverbial kitty that just kind of like, gets into the mood. And today, you know what? I am taking everything down in my sight. So since it's the inverse, the ultimate basically way out is going to be to cut the bones of what is not the true self. You kind of like will actually have a very interesting week, and this is going to be playful, and this playfulness might get out of hand, and you're going to kind of like see what basically works for you. So that's again a passion, and passion are basically the underlying theme over here. It's going to be a little bit out of balance. So what is the Reed Virtue card saying? Lucky you have a soulmate. So this is why you're so happy, and this is why it's charismatic, because this week you're not going to meet one, but several soulmates. And keep in mind that each person can actually bring you the energy, and you will not be able to be fully sure who is the one. And maybe the one that basically is the one that you need for the next step is going to be the one that is not going to like the fact that you're kind of going in different directions. But with this card now being revealed, basically, it says that you still have to trust that, you're looking for a soulmate. You're like, basically, your vertical line here is like getting grounded. You actually do want to get to that level. But right now, you still want to get the flavors of how does it look like to find your intellectual match? How does it look like to find your, a good partner, like in bed, who's kind of like matching your passion, and yet who's going to give you this groundedness and like this kind of comfort. And it is kind of a little bit overwhelming for you, and that's why you might need some kind of retreat and kind of like cut the things that are not working out. And this kind of like also means that you're bringing some kind of relationship from the past, or learned what didn't work in the past, or that you just kind of like finished your relationship and right now you're willing to do it. Your problem, unfortunately, for the rest of the women and men out there, is that you're going to be very attractive this week and very, charismatic. However, problem for you, my dear Gemini, is going to be that you're going to have too much of a choice. Your soulmate is going to be really really something you have, because you want to feel this passion, you want to feel this kind of like ultimate kind of achievement, but you're still not sure really how to get there. So what I want to confirm over here, I want to confirm or kind of clarify and see what hides behind this Sky King. It's kind of like a rigid king, when it's inverted, kind of like a person who just had a bad day, who is like generally a really good judge. But what happened to today, like you walk up, the frying pan fell on his, toe. Actually, let me show you what this means.
Yeah.
Okay, now you have a little better understanding, right? So it's sort of like your day really didn't start really well. So just imagine how great your communication will be. So I just want to clarify here to see, okay, we have a pauper. How basically is this going to influence your week? You have frivolity, you have conversation, and you have cheerfulness. So yeah, I guess you're going to realize it was a temporarily, and the conversations, and this is again a judge card, right? This is again, we see the people talking about and getting things, and then we have cheerfulness in the end. So you will get over it. You will kind of figure out that happiness is really more important to you. And if that was somebody else communicating to you, you will manage to turn these people around because you're going to be so cheerful. Now let's check this retreat. Why do you have to kind of like go in a retreat when here you're so passionate? This is kind of confusing right now. So let's see, Four of Sky. What is this for Gemini? Four of Sky. Widower, melody, and reunion. My dear Gemini, you're still dealing with some kind of heartbreak. You are still not fully over. You just maybe decided to move on, but you haven't fully moved on. You kind of like have this logic, the best way to forget someone is to get under someone else. But how is this working out? On one hand, you like the attention, you like how you attract people and how they react to you, but you know what? You're still feeling, that you're still looking back to what you had, and you're suffering emotional pain because of it. But you know what? You're really hoping for reunion. You're really hoping, that either you're going to have that partner who you still suffer, or that somebody like that partner is going to come here. And this is why it's so hard for you to truly enjoy. While you're enjoying it right now, you kind of like are obviously still struggling with your demons. And this is what is happening over here. So, Gemini, be smart. You're going to cut the bones in the end. You're not going to have another choice that's going to harm you, but it's going to be a really interesting week. I would say enjoy it, but at the same time, your energy is to get grounded. Like, you have to figure out really who you are. You have to be soulmate to yourself first, and you have to figure out if these people that you're meeting this week are actually just recyclable version of what you already had, and would that serve your purpose? Like, soulmate can actually bring you different lessons. So maybe you have to go into kind of like finding your happiness through different means. Okay, so, and let's check these 3 twos as well. I want to see what's behind that. Now these, I always mix it if it's upright or downright. It is upright. So this is the root of necessity. It sounds like, oh my gosh, that's only Gemini can do it. Well, it's necessary for me to have all these affairs because, I need to somehow kind of like get ahead. So this kind of increases your chances of success in the face of outrageous fortune. So you will be really, really fortunate in your dealing with basically people in love. And this kind of shows up when you have anxiety and when you're kind of filled with doubt, and that your personal security kind of like sometimes feel kind of jeopardized, or it could be actually distant memory. It's kind of like you left your loving feelings and security in the past, and your self-confidence can be damaged, right? Which kind of like shows here you were bruised. You're going ahead, but your future seems to be uncertain, and that's why you got here. Like, what do I need to balance? Earth, earth, earth. Like, I mean, obviously this is kind of grounding energy, but there's a good but. This difficult time is actually showing here for you because it's going to test your strength of character, which we kind of already kind of like got from the rest of the spread. This can be something that's going to be revealed to you, which is going to be really unpleasant. And it's going to, however, turn out to be a really good thing. Sometimes you get divorced, and 10 years later, you're saying, oh my God, I did not spend another 10 years with this person. Sometimes, you break your leg, and you're losing your income. You have to stay at home. But you know what? Like, the company goes under, and like you still are going under the old benefit system, and you didn't see it coming. So you're kind of like going to be kind of like a luck in something that doesn't look lucky. And obviously here it came on top of these 3 twos, which is showing that maybe you're going into the wrong directions, and this is going to be something you have to resolve for yourself, if this is what you want, or this is going to be a painful time for building your character, and maybe somebody is going to speak up to you. And don't judge this person, because this person is ultimately who can bring you kind of like cheerfulness. So be wise and enjoy while you can, but be smart about it, because you know what? You are not supposed to hurt anyone while you are having fun. Love you, and I'll talk to you soon.